Even show up. Well, we're
Yeah.
live now. So, welcome everyone. Me and DOD is here today, and we're going to get into this discussion on how we get off our course. How we get off our course as people who are in a predicament, a situation, so-called. How can I describe this relationship with those who have um, claimed to won a war that we never took part in, really, to be honest with it. But we end up being the casualty and end up being the um, prisoners of the war.
Now, what were we speaking of?
What war are we speaking of? The war of white supremacy, of course,
Okay. All right. Just so that it's clear for everybody, that's listening.
All right, no problem. Hold on, let me get my charger to my phone so I can get my notes. But if you want to say anything before we get started, feel
Well, of
free.
course, I always want to thank you for inviting me on,
Hmm.
um, your panel. I really enjoyed talking to you, even though you and I sometimes we butt heads. I, I always see it as fun. Just people up here having a discussion who may not always agree, but we always get along.
Yeah, exactly. Because you're not to have the same perception. The same. We have different experiences, different age groups who come up in different.
Right. And that's why I enjoy the conversations with you. And then I'm also getting it from a female's perspective as well.
Yeah,
So,
me too. I always love the male perspective of things. You
yep.
know, I think that balances me out.
And I think this show is going to be fun too. It's going to be fun because of the topic and who you're going to be speaking about. So, this
Yeah,
is going to be fun.
unfortunately. Yeah,
Yeah.
unfortunately. That's very unfortunate for us to have to witness. But we can learn from this person. We can learn from young Pharaoh. Um, young Pharaoh didn't just bring us information and knowledge, but he also, through his life, now his experiences, he's bringing us more lessons. And what I gather from this lesson that he has been able to have to experience, unfortunate, possibility of jail time and the breaking up of his family. This is always a tragic thing for us in the Black community.
But you
You know,
know what, though, like, bro, there had to have been a mental collapse or breakdown somewhere during this past year and a half for young Pharaoh. Because all of a sudden, he just started going off on his family, on his wife, on his girlfriend, or whoever. I don't know if they're married or not, but the
mm-hmm.
person that he's in a relationship with, all of a sudden he started to go off. What was the catalyst? What led him down this road of
Mm-hmm.
destruction and
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 I would
concerning his.
say, yeah, I would say the same thing that leads us all down that road that we all try to prevent and stay away from. And that's this world that we're in. That's the money. A lot of us, even me in my personal life, money is always the issue in your relationship, especially when it comes to man and woman, when you think about who makes the money and who's struggling to make the money. It's always the man struggling to make the money. The woman struggles, but you know, uh, it's a little bit different than the man because the man is the one who is the bread maker, and this society has set it up where our men could fail. They always want our men to fall. They only let them control their ability and capability of being able to raise their family up and out of the death trap that we're in. Um, financially, medically, spiritually, psychologically, um, all of that, you know.
But I thought young Pharaoh was his own entity, that he wasn't working for any white man. He had his own brand. He was
Hmm.
making his
He
money through
did,
YouTube and
he did,
whatever else.
but you got to look at we're still dealing with the Benjamin Franklins and the Washingtons. We're
Right.
still dealing with the federal government. We still taxes. We're taxed. We're still dealing with all of this. And a lot of our men, the ego gets to them when they start making a lot of money. So you dealing with you if you're in if you, even if you're in business, he did some business with them. Evidently, he had them around him in his house, you know, filming. The babysitter he had, interrelations with, all of that. It's still a spirit. It's still energy that you allow within your life, and you know, you allow that energy within your life, and not knowing the traps that could be laid out, and you fall into quite easily, right? So that's the way I see it with him. He's doing all the things of this world, the drugs, that's of this world. That's what they create. That's what they made. Money, that's what they created. That's what they made. We got to recognize that all of this is like relics of evil that they have made, that we gravitate to, that we see as our life source, and it's not our life source. Um, and once we get into that, we can become our own downfall. And that's the way, all I'm saying by this is that the white man does not need to be the one, because he's already set up the traps. He doesn't have to do the work. He just has the trap laid out and let you fall into it.
But then he's already well then the white man has already did the work, is what you're saying. He doesn't have to do the work. It was already done.
It's
And then
already,
we just fall
that's what I
into
was
it.
talking about on my last video the other day. I was talking about how our future, the movie Back into the Future, they, have went and already tweaked things so that we can't get, or our children can't have, be who they're supposed to be in the future, because they've already tweaked things and messed up things for us, right? So they've laid out traps now, because they know a lot of us are going to try to be escaping, right? So there's traps laid out for those who are trying to escape.
Right.
But
Right. That's what I'm saying.
if you
But the
can't
work is
overcome it, overcome this world, overcome the traps that they have set for us, they've already tweaked our future, then our children's future is at stake. Okay. So we can't afford to be falling into their traps. So the whole thing for us is to try to focus and maneuver past these traps without getting trapped. You know what I'm saying?
right.
He just as
No,
sly as a fox.
well, give me some background about what happened. What happened with young Pharaoh lately. I heard something about him shooting up his home or something. So his
Okay.
girlfriend say, or
So
his wife say.
so his wife had so his ex well, so his girlfriend, I guess, and the babies. I watch her she do you want me to play her video?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, I'll play the
I know,
video.
I know, I
It
know very
explains
little
everything.
about. Yeah, I know very little about young Pharaoh. I mean, I know the basics. I've heard, of lately, but I really
Mhm,
don't know him because I never really watched this channel like that.
mhm, mhm.
His wife or his girlfriend is black though, right?
It's the one with this baby. Hold on
I
a
mean,
second. Hold
his
on.
baby is twins.
Hold on, DOD. Hold on. Hold on, DOD. It's in there. You can get one of those. Okay, you good. It's sharpened already. Go. No, don't do that. Go.
I need my book.
I'm still looking for the video.
I need my book.
Here. Take it. The other one's over there on the thing. Go get your books.
Mommy, I don't want to do Grammy on FaceTime.
Okay, you don't have to. Hold
I
on.
just want to call her.
Gold. I know. I just remembered her name, Golden Beauty. Hmm.
Booty.
Let me see if I can find her channel update. Okay, this was the update. Okay, this is when she was.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Okay, this is when she.
So I've got my essay written.
Okay, I got the night of when she was terrified to really look out the window and stuff. Hold on, let me get that video. But this is like after the fact. And she was a little bit of to go really not scared per se, but just like fearful of what had happened. That because it had just happened. So let me see if I can find that video too. Let me open up another one. I didn't know Keith was alive. Oh my goodness. Okay. Cool. Okay. Golden Beauty. And what's she talking about? Okay. Okay, this is the one when she was saying he just shot her house. Okay, let me share it with you. Hold on.
What a fucking moron.
Hold on, Shana.
Help me this.
Can you see it? Let me make it bigger. Okay, you see it.
Mommy,
Y'all, this man is fucking. Y'all, this man is crazy. Like literally crazy. Hold on. This man is fucking crazy. I'm waiting for the police right now, but this man is fucking crazy, clearly. I'm about to show y'all. So, I don't see the actual bullet, but you see this? I guess this is where it went. In there. So it came through my house right here. The bullet hole and the thing is. Hold on, I don't know if you guys can see that. Wait, the bullet hole is right there, and where it flew. What a fucking moron! What an honest. This man is stupid. Another bullet hole right there. I don't know if you guys can see. And where he actually shot. Right here. Mind you, me and my kids literally just got back from Walmart. And I heard, and we were in the damn living room, and I heard something. But I'm another plan, so I just thought like something fell from the I thought something just fell from the which was my kitchen. I just was a little dirty right now. But Dodie, come here. Sorry, y'all. My mind is in her right now. No, baby, you cannot see your daddy. Sorry. I'm sorry. I don't tell you that, but no, you cannot. Not no more. Anyways, my kids are running back and forth.
That's not cool. That's not cool.
Hold the fuck on. This is bad. And then he had the audacity to fucking post on Instagram. Oh. This nigga is stupid. Somebody just sent me the Instagram. I wouldn't have even known if somebody just did send me the screenshot of him saying 1 round will be fired into an empty garage void of human life, but it came through the actual fucking whatchamacallit. Like what? How stupid could you be for one that you're telling on yourself? And for two, why like you out of everybody knows, and then gonna post a fucking video talking about, oh, this man is crazy. Hold on, I gotta show y'all. Like what? That's wild to me. Then gonna post this video 5 minutes ago, 6 minutes. Come on, phone. Hello? What'd you say? I'm on live right now, but the bullet literally came through. The bullet literally came through the garage to you don't know how my apartment looks, but basically it came through hitting the staircase, going up towards the main floor or whatever. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, send it to me. Somebody sent me a screenshot. But
Hey, King Waves, I
because he's a fucking he wants to go to jail. Clearly, it's like why you self-sabotaging yourself like that for you to go to jail for one? Like you clearly don't care about these kids because the kids is running around in a living room. I don't even know how he even got in. I don't know if he sent somebody to do it or he did it or whatever the case may be because he uploaded. And then try to make a video after talking about we're not getting in no trouble. I'm with a queen right now. Okay, I hope that queen bail your ass out of jail. Please send this to whoever you guys need to send this to. But I hope that queen bail your ass out of jail because you're fucking stupid and I'm about to leave right now. I'm just supposed to get here. Yeah, I am. Yeah, I'm waiting for the police, but after that, I'm definitely about to leave. Am I? Actually, my neighbor had the camera. Actually, I'm about to go knock on the door real fast after the police, what you call it, get here. That I'm gonna open my garage. But how stupid is you? And this is what I mean. Like people, you let him see the kid. This is type of dumb shit that he like. What in your mind? Even if you're so mad or whatever the case may be, what in your mind would make you jeopardize you never seeing your kids again? What the fuck are you doing? Like you can't. I live in a fucking apartment. Like there's kids all around me on every side of me. And the way the fucking bullet came in the what you call it, he could have fucking killed somebody. Like how stupid are you? That's crazy. Okay. He is a moron. And when I call my mom, she's about to flip shit. She's about to flip shit right now. I gotta hesitate to call my mom. Wait until we get here. They call her, but she probably. That's on my what you call it anymore. That's to my old phone, my old Cash App. But this is wild. I get like what the hell? I swear, y'all. I heard something, but I thought it was like something fell on the ground. But I looked and I was like, ain't nothing fall. And then, you know, I looked kind of towards it, but yes.
So, you want to offer training to your employees. Great idea. And it's incredibly important, as lifelong learning is quickly becoming the cornerstone of success for many industries. And it's easy to offer training. Oh, you didn't know. There's
It's okay. Play with her. Push it. That's crazy. I'm like we literally kind of just got home too, and the kids like you're stupid. Like you're stupid. I have never in my life ever met somebody so stupid. Now you gotta go to jail. Cause what? Who's not taking anything serious? What the fuck are you talking about? Shut up. I'm actually about to call my friend right now.
So now she's staying with a friend. Do you want me to pass all this up and go to the
Mommy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we know the backstory.
Yeah.
So now we know that she's staying.
Hold on, y'all. Sorry. Hey.
She's in a safe place here now. Let me get this one together.
So she's moved from that location to another location.
She hasn't moved yet. I don't think she still has to stay at the apartment. But she went that night. She had to go stay with a friend. So this is the update when she's now at a friend's place. She's no longer in that apartment that night because it was really a dangerous situation for her to be in. Let me see. Let me skip this commercial. Oh,
So I've got my essay written, and I've been working on it for about a week. So now I'm going to show you how I use Grammarly to edit.
all right.
Yeah. Hey y'all, I wanted to come on to update you guys because a lot of people are messaging me. concern and stuff like that. So we got out the house. We're in a safe place far away. And no, we're good. I wanted to hold on. The post is handling everything. They're gonna call me to update me and stuff like that. But I also wanted to address some people who are talking about I'm not taking this serious and all this other stuff. I want you to understand that I'm not the type of person who is just going like that one time that y'all see me actually cry. Like that was a lot for me. That was a lot for me to get on camera and get on there and be crying and stuff like that. I don't like people seeing like my weaknesses and stuff like that, but I'm not gonna get on camera anymore and just be sobbing and all that other stuff. First of all, you can say something out and mind you that this is a late kind of reaction. Like when it first happened, I didn't realize that it happened. You know, so I didn't realize that it happened. So it's not like they start shooting and stuff like that. And I probably would have been more scared or whatever. But it was kind of after the fact, and I'm just like seeing the bullet and stuff. But so maybe if I would have came on live right after it happened, then my reaction probably would have been different. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know why people expect me to come on here freaking bawling my eyes out and thinking I'm not taking so serious. Like, what more do you want me to do? Yeah. Yeah, and I don't want to bring my kids out for one, because Mama is very. Yeah. Yeah, everybody don't react to the same. And my kids are very in tune with stuff, and I try not to. I just don't want to scare them and stuff like that. But anyways, I react how I react. That don't mean I don't take anything serious. What more do you want me to do? Get my gun and go fight them? Like I'm a nigga. Like what more do you want me to do? I call the police. Yeah, like I called the police. I did what I needed to do. Here. No, have me flashing. But I did what I needed to do. Can fuck off. Seriously, because I think I just seen my comments on the other video. Yeah, go regulate. But yeah, but like, what do you? I don't get what y'all want me to do. And it's not like I'm lying about talk about it's for entertainment. Like what more do you? Y'all literally seen the damn bullet holes. Like what more do you? How? Like what? Like I don't get it. I don't understand. But anyways, what else did I see? What else did I see? People saying. What else am I going to say? I don't know, but yeah, and I was kind of shocked by it because it's like, I mean, I can't believe he did that shit. And then posting about it. Like, the man literally admitted himself it was posting about it. Yeah. It's like, what? Like, it's just, I don't know. Yeah, but from my point of view, somebody that actually lives with this person for 5 years, I'm like, I'll literally like shocked. Like I don't. But I'm shocked, but it's like, well, he didn't have it in him. So, but yeah, I got all the videos. I sent it to the what you call. I don't want to say too much for safety reasons as to what the police are gonna do, and you know what they said after the fact. There was witnesses who seen his car and stuff like that. So he came in his flashy ass car. So clearly he does not care about being car. He feels like he's untouchable or whatever the case may be. But there's witnesses. My neighbors came out, you know, talked to him and stuff like that. So, yeah. So we just gotta wait and wait and see. The police officer is gonna call me. And yeah, but I'm about to stay away from my house for a while until I can get all my stuff. Yeah, let him see the kids. Yeah. Yeah, and I did press charges. I'm looking at some comments. But yeah, it's just crazy to me, and it's crazy to me that he has a whole feline in his house that is just telling him like, okay, this is fine that you're doing this. But I'm glad that we were not. Because as a woman, personally, for me, I would be like, you're tripping. But even if, like, I don't know, maybe it's just a soul thing. Your soul has to be truly righteous. I don't care if it was just for money, I probably was with a person for money or whatever the case may be. If you're a mother, I think you're a mother, so you have to put yourself in somebody else's shoes. Like, I don't care how much a dude was paying me. I would not be just like, at least like, nigga, you tripping. And I'm going home. Like, period. But when you make decisions that shows like you want to make it seem like, oh, I'm happy, we're split up, but yeah, the price ain't green on that side, really. And the funny thing is, he used to always say that to me. Go out there and see if the grass is green on the other side. He used to always say that to me. Like, no, you just found that. A mental hospital. Yeah, but it's like, how are you mad at me for your decisions? That's what's crazy to me. Because, like, why are you doing that? If anything, if somebody should be shooting up houses, it should be my ass. Like, but how are you mad at me and everything your decision? Oh my God, this girl over here, she over here pulling up your damn things. Oh, you know what? I told myself to move her. I was like, I'm gonna move because she can get I don't know the way he shot because it's just weird. I should have brought. Well, I didn't want to bring all this stuff though. They got to go to bed anyway. I know I supposed to move that, get that. Yeah, no, I don't remember. He said he felt like stuff. Like, are you on drugs? Because I don't understand. Like, even if you was so mad, like, it has to be drugs or something. Like it has to be. but I'm okay. Yeah. Because, like, how I'm trying to figure out how y'all trying to flip this on me. Like,
Good DOD. DOD.
Yeah.
I am.
You wanna
Yes.
you got enough
Can't hear you.
you got enough information?
It's called
Pause,
behavioral
pause it. Pause
analysis.
it. Okay, what was that?
I was just asking, did you have enough information, background
Yeah.
of the whole
Yeah.
situation? Okay.
Yeah.
More better insight now. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'll stop that and we can get back into the discussion of, you
Before we
know,
get started,
and
before
this is
we get
in
started,
general. This is not
before we
just,
get started, hold on. Before we get started, I wanted to say peace to King Wage. I see that he's in the chat. So I just want to say peace to that brother.
yeah, peace. And thank you for coming in, King Wage. Yeah, I noticed, I do know they've been messing with my numbers. And also not just my numbers, but my the access to viewing my channel, you know, or viewing my videos. It's slim to none for many people, you know. So it's not put out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, no, you're not hitting the algorithm.
Yeah, I'm not hitting any algorithms because I think it's either I put myself under science or something like that. I don't
Yeah.
know. But if I change it, I guess if I change it and put myself under my YouTube videos under something different.
Well, you also have to share yourself out too. Share if you got Facebook, Twitter.
I do. Right now, this is showing live on Facebook.
Okay. Okay. Good.
Yeah, it's always showing live on Facebook. So yeah, when we look at the situation, it's a very unfortunate situation that we have suffered too often. Too often. And you know, my feelings is we don't have time to pussyfoot with these people. You know, with these with the ones who have put us in this predicaments. You know, it doesn't make sense that we are rattling around with them in these manners. You know, be it working for them, be it, you know, because psychologically none of that's healthy for us.
Right, but I'm trying to figure out the
Yeah.
correlation between you saying that white men have put these traps out here and what he's doing to his family.
Right.
Because I'm trying to figure. Okay, but I'm asking, what traps have white men put out there that he's causing him to go out and shoot at his family's home?
You don't see it.
Right, that's why I'm asking. I'm trying to get you to get me to see it.
Yeah, but I just laid it out to you. I just laid them out. I swear, I laid them
All
out.
you did was show the video of what happened.
No, I didn't show you the video. Just only the video. I gave you a whole speech. That's why King Wade said preach, because I was giving you the whole speech of everything. I told you Benjamin Franklin in Washington.
Okay, for the money.
The money.
Right. Okay, but what does that have to do with him shooting his house up is what I'm asking. He has money. So why would he shoot his house because he has money?
Okay, do I have to break that down too? Okay, he has money, he has women, he has a car, he has a house. All of that belongs to the white man, right? All of that was stolen goods. I've talked about the relics, evil relics that we are dealing with on a constant basis that are leading us nowhere. We're dealing with their evil relics. We're dealing with things that which end up being traps for us to go not upward, which we could choose to go upward, but we have to take a different path in going upward. We can't just get their money and ravel with them, and that's part of it. I'm saying engage with them on a constant basis. I talked about him getting in an interracial relationship with the babysitter. I talked about him having them in his presence.
Okay, okay. So I see.
Instead of
Okay,
being
so
about your
I see what you're
people
saying now.
and using the money to do something to get your people a little bit halfway, meeting people halfway, because he's not the only one. We all gotta work together. You can't just rely on one or two or three people. It takes a loving village who love themselves uncountably, that have this great love for themselves. You see what I'm
Okay,
saying?
I see what
Before
you're saying.
we
I see
can
where you're going with it now. Yeah.
out, move out of this entanglement we're in, the trap, enchantment, trap that we're in. You see, he could have went. You see, this is why my whole discussion is how we get off our course, our path, because that's what he has shown. He had gotten off his path. He was speaking one thing 1 minute, and then he went and started showing that he wants to worship the devil.
Right, because he was talking pro-blackness, and then he started messing with a babysitter who wasn't black.
Right.
And not only that, but then he's also cheating on the mother of his children.
Right. And he's not taking care of his woman at all. He's not taking
Right.
care of his children.
Okay, I get it now. See,
And,
see,
and
not that you
his
explained it that way, I can understand what you're saying, where you're coming from now.
and he's not even taking care of his community,
Right.
the one that got him to be in the position he is. Instead, he gave honors to the white people in a way. Because how are you going to go to CPAC, a political situation,
See, I didn't know that.
organization,
I didn't know
and
he did
then
that.
you're going to leave your people who got you to that point?
Yeah,
You know,
I didn't know that. Yeah.
hmm but then they gave him a wake up call, smack in the face, and they banned him from being able to allow that once they found out what he was talking about on YouTube.
So once he got there and they figured out what he was really about, they
Hmm.
banned him from speaking at CPAC.
Hmm.
Okay, see, I didn't know. Okay, yeah.
See, that's the
That's his wake up call. Yeah.
it's like I'm not gonna talk on the YouTube and then go back into Hollywood, back to the agency that I was trying to get with and work with.
Right.
No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm moving this way. I don't move back into the trap with these people. You
Right. I
see
see what
what I'm
you're
saying?
saying.
I'm not gonna have myself back in a trap. I'm not gonna allow traps or booby traps that I can't see to that I'm gonna be able to see them for one
Yeah.
thing.
And because he shot into his home, if they arrest him, he really
Mhm.
gonna get a wake up call.
Exactly. And then also he's not gonna be able to be with his children. So he done already messed up the
Right.
he affects
So he was out there talking about being with his children. He goes to shoot up his home. He definitely gonna be with his children if he gets arrested.
he's definitely not gonna be with his children.
Right. That's what I'm
Right.
saying. He's definitely not going to be with his children if he gets arrested.
Yeah. So that in turn affect his future children
Mhm. Yeah.
because they're
Because
not gonna be able to see
even if he
their
tries
father.
to get, yeah, because even if he tries to get visitation with his children, they're going to deny
Mhm.
him as it is. Yeah.
Right, because he put other children in danger as well, because
With
it's
the
an
whole
apartment.
apartment complex. Yeah, I mean,
Right,
whoever's in the immediate area. Right. Yeah. You're right.
right.
Yeah.
So us trying to be like this white man with the ego and everything, it's just not working for us. We got too
Right.
many psychological issues, too many We don't need their drugs. We don't need anything, especially their marijuana. We don't need none of that. But our people want to be like in Rome, you do as Rome does. And
But then we,
instead
a lot
of
of us have assimilated. That's why assimilated into their culture, into their way of thinking.
exactly, and that's what I've been talking about here on my video, how we cannot survive like this. This is not our way of, this is not our world. This is not our ways. And we pretty much have to uproot ourselves. But right now, we have to work through the system, and the system path for working through the system right now, I feel is wide open, but we're not taking advantage of it. We're not trying to really educate ourselves. We're on the things we don't see. We're educating ourselves only. We're doing by sight only what we can see. We're learning from that instead of digging into things that are going to benefit us in ways.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
I see now. Yeah.
So that's where our ability to see becomes very important spiritually. You know what I'm saying? And because these traps are there, but also we got to know something about ourselves that we can't be entrapped.
But Lightbearer, let me ask you
Yeah,
this question.
ignorance will trap us, huh?
Let me ask you this question.
Mm-hmm.
Would you think that young Pharaoh, especially with his intellect and the things that he talked about, wouldn't you think he would know that there are traps out there for him and for us, that he wouldn't be one that would fall into it?
But he wasn't talking much of about. He was on a different. He was still dealing with the surface stuff. He
So
still
he
wanted
wasn't
to, huh?
so he wasn't talking, but he was talking pro-black, right? And he was talking about the trap. Wasn't he talking about the traps that the white people or white men put out there for us
No,
and
I
not to
don't think
fall
he.
into?
I don't think he really. If he did talk about that, then I don't think he would be in the predicament that he was in.
Oh, okay.
But I think he talked
Or if
more
he did talk about
about.
it, he just believed he was just talking.
He talked. No, I think he does believe it. But I think what had happened was, we got psychological issues in our community, and that's what I'm really want to, you know, people to see. We're not functioning normal. You think this is you think this is the way we're supposed to be functioning? No, it's not. It's crazy. It's I want that word that I used before because it's perfect. But I always have to fall to just saying it's ludicrous. It's
Press the
it's
button.
just it's not
What's the
mental
password?
stability period for us. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And the only ones that gonna help us is us. Nothing else has that capability. The white man does not want to help us. So nothing else really has that capability to really get us out of this situation but us. And that's with anything. It's us.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
always going to be you to help you get off that drug addiction. It's always going to be you to help you lose weight. It's always going to be you to help you get back balanced out mentally. It's
Right.
it's no one, no psychologist, no dietitian, no one can really do that for us without us putting forth the effort for ourselves. You see what I'm saying?
I agree. Yeah.
Those things are just tools, and we have tools that we can utilize to get us up out of the situation that we're in.
Yeah.
We're just not using those tools. We're thinking like they're thinking, because as long as we are on their wavelength, we're trapped. But if we get above their wavelength, then we can move along the path that's opened wide for us and start saving ourselves and getting ourselves up out of this predicament. You see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
Mm-hmm. And it's not just that, it's, like I said, I mentioned Coffee and Kush yesterday. He was talking about, I might play his video. Do you think I should?
Whose video?
Coffee and Kush. He
I
might
don't,
get
I don't, I don't know who that is. Who is that? I don't know who that is. Yeah, play it, because I don't know who that is.
don't know who he is. Okay.
I would like to see it. Or maybe I've seen him, but don't know about the name.
This was him yesterday. Hold on, I'm gonna.
Yeah, hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to my Patreon, patreon.com/WSTV, the Urban Conservative, and all that in between. Part 2 of yesterday's show, there are all Shriners of the Muslim Brotherhood against God himself. Press 1. Time to get it going. Time to get it going. Good to see the students up in class early. What up, Wish? My man Rado from Connecticut. What's up, champ? And to see who else up in here. Amanda, thank you for posting my links as always. Good to see that they're going to pin that. B from Texas. What's up, my guy? One Mike. Bo Cat. What up with you? Addicted to praise. What's up with you? What Joy B. Sterling, what up with you? Shout out to you. Yeah, I'm glad y'all been learning a lot around this camp. Not everybody's focused on the entertainment side of this world, like that. And I don't want to veer too far off before people really understand what we were talking about yesterday and what we're looking at as a whole. A lot of people want Kev to move along just fast. Just move along. Just hurry up, Kevin. I don't like that. I'm not moving along
You know him?
faster than the pace that I'm going.
I've seen him before.
Faster than me, maybe you just need some patience in your life. You feel me? If you move faster than me, but don't know nothing, then you just need to sit back, be a little patient, be a little cordial. Information and understanding must come first. Press 1. How could you do anything with no understanding? This subject matter we talking about debt bondage and enslavement of the Afro-American. It's a very complex situation when dealing with everything in totality. Press 1. I'll be tripping. Like, why y'all, the same people who be wanting to get out there and march for Black Lives Matter and George Soros, they want me to speed this thing up. I don't got it in me no more to just appease to a person who just want to 0 to 100 real quick, all gas, no brakes. I ain't got time to go be a Democrat somewhere else. What's up with you, Terriana?
See, the whole thing is we don't.
What's up with you?
We have you see, look at this.
What I don't understand, why did this guy think being a Republican is any better than being a Democrat?
Yeah, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with all that politics stuff, but I don't think either one of they're the same wing on the same bird. I don't agree with the politics stuff. I don't agree with any of it. Reason why he knows it is better. In a way, it is better to be Republic because we are really a republic. And when you look back, you're gonna learn in this video that, or if you don't already know, what Woodrow, what was his name? Woodrow.
The president,
Yeah.
Woodrow Wilson.
Yeah. He feared having to be back under the black man. And when the black man ruled, when we did rule America, we were over America. because we were the indigenous of America, right? So you remember, if you go back, you can start remembering that we were the republics, right? America was a republic. So
A republic,
that's where he's getting that from. We
right?
are
Definitely.
still a republic, but they want to say democracy, democracy. All that democracy is a lie. We're really a republic. They killed all them black men. They all started lynching our black men to get what they wanted. And they didn't want to be under us, even though they weren't under us as well. It's just they didn't want to see us flourish. They never want to see us in a position of where we have power to take the world to a better place. At least, like I was telling Keith and them yesterday, their evil towards us is them living. Because if you look at evil backwards, it means live. They're able to live by being evil. We're able to live the good and bring out the scriptures to the world, because the scriptures, the words that are written on those pages, not in English, but you take them back to the true meaning, the ancient book. It's us. It came from our DNA. So our DNA, the things that are unseen and unknown, but we do show onto the world, has been put in a book as a supplement for those who don't have that. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So their evil has to put us down so for them to live. They won't be able to do the wickedness and the war and stuff when we are in charge. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. But we have to be in our rightful place. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna let him finish because he's gonna get into some really good stuff. I wish I'd seen the video before this.
By now, y'all should know. Yesterday we was talking about the birth certificate. Yesterday we was talking about the birth certificate and how it applies to your enslavement. Press 1. We looking for the bonds. Looks like we got the bonds. Press 1. Every American who are the Americans. Press 1. So every American, you looking for how you got assimilated. Every American, you looking too far down the road. Every American, everybody else a foreigner. Every American, that way we control them and tax them. We have to assimilate them. If they don't get this, they ain't gonna be able to work. Press 1. Shout out to Hip Hop Hottie. Shout out to you, Kim Hunter. Plausible deniability. I got a lot of great text messages yesterday dealing with plausible deniability, but ain't nothing like the perspective of a legal sense of it. A real legal sense of it. That's a whole different perspective. So we're gonna keep that going. What's up with you, Leonard Brown? Christine, good to see you, Mrs. Armstrong. Lloyd, what up with you? Hit the like button. Neat, good to see you up in here. I'm just waiting for some familiar. That's it. Because we gonna jump. Now, a lot of y'all just found me a couple months ago. Y'all really ain't gonna understand what I'm about to say. Press 1. You're not about to understand. See, we've been trying to find out who's the captain of this ship. Press 1. Oh, the old Dutchman. Press 1. We've been looking for the Flying Dutchman and how we ended up in maritime law on a ghost ship forever and ever for indefinite. Press 1. And we trying to figure out how we ended up in death bondage and that thereof. Are y'all with me? All right, now I can talk. I can begin to talk freely, and people are at a level to where they can understand or care about some other shit. So, since we talking about birth certificates and bonds and stuff that are like that, here, let me replay that just so people can get a perspective on them being bonded and things of that nature. Where's this? Let me see this here. Boom. Press 1. Kev gonna get it. Nigga Kev, he learning fast too. Look, he learning fast. We got to do right here. We're gonna take 5 minutes out of our time to listen. Keyword, listen to the words and try to grasp what they saying. As far as banking and law and banking and policies and things of that nature, and how you're going to be assimilated into this. Let's take a listen. It's 4 minutes and 11 seconds. I'm not going to play the whole documentary.
Right now, I'm going to just read a quote from Edward Mendel House and what he had to say in a private meeting with Woodrow Wilson, president between 1913 and 1921. From the private papers of Woodrow Wilson, quote, "Very soon, every American will be required to register their biological property in a national system designed to keep track of the people, and that will operate under the ancient system of pledging. By such methodology, we can compel people to submit to our agenda, which will affect our security as chargeback for our fiat paper currency. Every American will be forced to register or suffer."
What's the chargeback? The chargeback is the property. I mean, the chargeback is the bank loan they took out in your name. It's you. It's your physical self. Press 1. It's you. You're the personal chargeback. So when you see other nations fighting for the people of the United States, they fighting for you. They trying to get you.
Not being able to work and earn a living. They will be our chattel, and we will hold the security interest over them forever by operation of law merchant under the scheme of secured transactions.
You see? Under the law of what?
By operation of law merchant under the scheme
Why y'all not thinking of this?
forever. The security interest over them forever by operation of law merchant under the scheme of secured transactions. Americans, by unknowingly or unwittingly delivered the bills of lading to us, will be rendered bankrupt and insolvent forever to remain economic slaves through.
So when they bankrupt the nation, they're bankrupting you. So they're continuously bonding you and keeping you in servitude to the banks, always paying back loans that they take out in your real name. They don't have no real names. I keep telling y'all where these people from. These bankers have lost all types of control, and they want you to invest more in NFT and in cryptocurrency. That's they shit. They're using the entertainers to get you to pump more money into a dying system. Let's go.
Taxation secured by their pledges. They will be stripped of their rights and given commercial value.
They will be stripped of what? Their rights and given commercial value. That means you cargo.
Stripped of their rights and given commercial value, designated to keep us a profit that will be none the wiser.
Okay, who's that talking? These are banksters. They're talking about their profit. Let's go.
For not one man in a million could ever figure out our plans, and if by accident one or two would figure it out, we have in our arsenal plausible deniability. After all, This is the only logical way to fund government, by floating liens and debt to the registrants
By floating liens in debt to the registrants.
in the form of benefits and pledges.
Oh my goodness.
This will inevitably reap us huge profits beyond our wildest of expectations and leave every American a contributor to this fraud, which we will call social insurance. Without realizing it, every American will insure us for any loss we may incur, and in this manner, every American will unknowingly be our servant, however begrudgingly. The people will become helpless, without any hope for their redemption, and we will employ the high office of the President as our dummy corporation.
You hear it? The high office of the president as our dummy corporation. Now, what did I tell you? That's a throwaway corporation. Gotcha. Only need 2. What do you mean by that? Need equals 10,000 or 9,999. Let me see. Hello, Coffee and Kush TV. What up?
Hi, Kev. How are you doing today?
I'm good. What's up?
I was calling because I was looking at your video, and boy, I'm telling you, this is.
Okay. Let's speed this up. I'm not even taking calls. I'm not even taking calls. So, what you want?
Okay, I get it, but the reason why I'm calling is because you're talking about the Social Security card and the birth certificate and how this all ties in. And so I was looking into public school system and Rockefeller, who is the one who funded the public school system. So this is how they started pulling, getting us, like looking at public school.
Listen. You're all over the place. You're not even saying anything. Okay, let me finish my teaching first. You called me 10 times to say what? Okay, let us get there first. Jeez.
The President as our dummy corporation to foment this plot against America. Having established plausible deniability, even if people become enlightened that they had a remedy and pursued it, the attorneys, judges, and legislators could claim that they did not understand the people's claims, especially if the technical requirements for achieving it were not followed pursuant to statutory requirements, requiring the public schools to teach civics, government, and history classes out of federally approved, politically correct textbooks written by the publishing houses, owned by the owners of the Federal Reserve, would assure that the people would not discover the remedy for a long time.
There it is. Let us get there. Okay? The Rothschilds, the banksters, the Chase, J.P. Morgan, press 1. They all came under the corporation of J.P. Morgan, press 1. Which is a Nazi establishment, press 1.
And I talked about this in one of my videos.
Y'all thinking of people. And this is a
Especially
dummy corporation
when-
with a president
Especially
here
when-
in Washington, press 1.
Especially when Trump was talking about getting rid of him, getting us up out of that. And I thought that was the most important thing to me. If he can get rid of the Federal Reserve, if he can get rid of the crooks, if he could get rid of the crooks, you know what I'm saying? But we see the tricks they played on to get him, where he's in that position.
You're thinking Washington, D.C., which is a fake establishment. When you should be looking at Washington, where the real phantom ship is. Press one. We got a problem with that Washington and this Washington, D.C. You know, the banksters Washington, the dummy corporation. You call the United States of America, which was known as the Virginia Company, which was known as the blah, 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 which was owned by the who? The flying, the Dutch. Press one. The, what's the name of the ship? What's the name of the company? The East Indian and the West Indian Company. So the banksters set up a false Washington when your Washington is there. All of this is put together after time. What? Say it with me. Immemorial. Who's with me? Is anybody jumping with me? That's what I'm saying. Is it all of it? From the revolution to this one to that one. All of this history that we learned in these books that Washington, D.C. And you know, Mr. McGee is how you turn into a monkey. But we're going to keep that on another level. That's why now, when you pull up Google Maps, DC no longer has the DC attached to it because it's a dummy company. It's a dummy company. It's a false bank. It's a ghost ship. That old J.P. Morgan was incorporated. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. And that's what I'm saying, y'all. It's a lot to what the American government is. No, excuse me. Washington, D.C., the capital, and all of that. All of these are foreigners, and I keep telling y'all, they are Nazis. Ain't that what I keep telling y'all?
Mhm.
We've been living in the Nazi regime this whole time.
They're everything. They're the Nazis. They're the Jews. They're the ones who wish they can be the Jews. They wish they can be us. They're the Native Americans. They're everything. They want to be everything.
You really, you are the Jew for real, who in the ghettos being slaughtered for your name as you. Your social security card. The Third Reich, the Nazis didn't lose. They conjoined with each other. All the nations called themselves the United Nations, and they just run America from Washington, D.C., where all the United Nations meet up at any damn way. Let me show y'all.
And like I would say, we have to be careful because there's people that want us to fall under the LGBTQ. There's people that want us to fall under being Indian. There's people that want us to fall under being Moorish. There's people that want us to fall under all these constructs. We got to think what was constructed around us. There's been a world constructed. They want us to fall under being Muslim. They want us to fall under being Christian. They want us to fall under being Buddhist. They want us to fall under all these religions, all this construction. Young Pharaoh named himself Pharaoh, but our people never known themselves to be Pharaoh or anything like that. That's something that when they went in and conquered and took over much of Egypt, what they call Egypt, which is to harbor or to kidnap somebody. or put them in bondage is what Egypt is means. So, you know, we need to be aware of constructs, you know.
So J.P. Morgan is German, right? J.P. Morgan and fellas is German, right? I'm gonna show y'all something. I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna show y'all something. I'm trying to show y'all some real shit. Y'all gonna start have to ask yourself, what is the Flying Dutchman, and what ship are you on? You're gonna have to start asking how you are enslaved if you want to be free. There's no way out unless you inquire about it. No way out. I don't know why, but the Dutch are the Nazis. Schwab and all. Do you understand what I'm saying? These are your blonde-haired, blue-eyed people that they were talking about. They put it off on Hitler, but it was about banking. They put it off on this one dude who wasn't blonde-haired, blue-eyed, whose parents were so-called Jews. But in fact, you bought into this a long time ago. You think J.P. Morgan just founded a bank in America? No, these are the people who started this. Press one. These are the people who enslaved you.
And that
To the
right
credit
there
card.
is an old ancient African symbol. So this is proof that this stuff has been going on since they took over in Egypt. Even a little bit before that time. So this is proof that this is the same bloodline, same people doing the same thing to us.
You've been in debt ever since you became under them. These are your banksters right here. It's not a person. It's a company. It's a banking institution. They're only obligated unless you allow them to operate on the sea. Press one. These people are banned from every damn where unless you need them. Bolshevism, not Nazis. Bolshevism, socialism, Nazism, Russianism, Norwegianism, Polanism, all of it is the same. All of it. You may be mistaken about history, but it's all the same. I don't know where you would think Bolshevism, not Nazism, all isms is socialism, communism. Brother one, don't even think you can even talk in my classroom to check me. I'm smarter than your whole family, nigga. Your family. You look around and look at all the niggas in your family. Don't even play in my chat. Get up out of here. I'm not even gonna wait for your response. J.P. Morgan was not a Jew. They're all Russian German banksters. None of them. They all carrying Jew names, Jewish names, because they stole the name. You're not thinking. They stole the names, just like your name was stolen. The Nazis never lost. They just went back to Norway. What do you think the Swede is? Swedish. Who do you think owns your stocks? Who do you think is? That's in the Swedish bank. That's in the Swedish bank. Your stocks and bonds, your property is owned by the Swedish. It's on the stock market in Switzerland some damn where. Who you think those people are? You think what's this tall dude named Leor? You think he a Jew? These them. These the sons and grandsons of bankers. Ain't no damn y'all. These people tripping. These people tripping. But back to you being involved inside of the banking institution. You being sold off as bond women and bond women and men. When did this all happen? When did you get sold off to J.P. Morgan, the good ship J.P. Morgan? Anybody? When did you get sold off into the good ship J.P. Morgan? Full control, full assimilation. When did this happen? When did this happen? Ben Franklin and the 70 made citizens the debt and charted 13 corporate states with King George III. Ben Franklin made us citizens. Who is us? Made white people citizens? That's not true. That's not true. The Naturalization Act didn't come until after that. I don't know who told you that Ben Franklin made you a citizen. In what year he didn't make you a citizen in that year. That's what I'm saying. These people think they became citizens in the 1600s. These people just became citizens. You see that? Ben Franklin made us citizens. But somebody got their dates messed up. Because you wasn't here. There's no way you can be a citizen. You came to work in a corporation, maybe. Maybe you had a grandfather that came in the 1700, 1800 that worked for the corporation as a cotton picker or something, but that didn't make you a citizen. That's incredible. Thank you, Bree. Bree's in the chat room. Thank you, Bree. Thank you. Look at this. 1870, the Naturalization Act. Thank you, Amanda. Thank you. Okay. So we got people living in alternate realities through illustration and not dealing with reality. They dealing in alternate universes when you're in time immemorial. They can come up with anything because you don't know history. You understand? When you're in time immemorial, they can say the Indians came up through Washington and the revolution happened, and this one they can make up that you came from Africa when you're in time immemorial. Do you understand? All of their history comes after you are put to sleep. Facts.
And I would have to say that the whole land, the whole planet was Africa. So when you see the large majority of land mass that a culture, it was over majority of the world. When you look at Egypt, it wasn't just in Africa. It was spread out all over the place in Europe, places that they now call Italy, Greece, all of that. That's how the culture was there, because it was a large, even parts of America, I would even argue and have to say that, yes, that, you know, um, our ancients, they had a empire that wide and that widespread, basically. That's how big it was.
Facts. We're dealing in time in memorial. George Rosario. I don't know who you are, but you have to do something else than post a date about Philadelphia. Are we dealing with free states? Or are we dealing within the union? If we're dealing within the union, you're only specifically talking about the corporate states. Okay, so I need y'all to separate the two. You're dealing with free states and you're dealing with incorporated Virginia Company, 13 colonies. That makes you a product, a citizen of a company, not a country. That's a company, not a country. This country was cooped in 1839. That makes you a sworn pledger to the company. We're getting the company and the country confused. That's why I say, if you're not in my classroom, you shouldn't be talking, because you think you smart. You're talking about white people who are pledging to a company. Okay? That's what you're talking about. And black Moroccans from North Africa who pledging with them, with the company. And that company's flag is always at war. But press one. This is crazy. Listen. Look up the treaty 1782. The debt was made. The people first bank of debt. Hold on, no, put that. Call it in, Bruce. Call that in, Bruce. I like that, Bruce. 1791, George Washington within the Union is right. The USA is a company. They've been trying to establish the company, which is a bank, the whole time. See, but it doesn't have money. It got you. Your company is literally a bank. Your presidents are just Rothschilds and shit. Them your presidents. That's a company cooped already. I mean, that's a country that has been cooped already. All of the presidents going all the way back to their first one when they assassinated Abraham Lincoln for what? For not buying in to the banksters' ideas when they needed it the most. Shot him in the back of his head. What was John F. Kennedy talking about? Them dudes in the secret room, we ain't a part of none of that. This is a free nation. Boom. The banksters, G. Press one. Don't try to lie now. It's the banksters. Your company is ran by banksters. And it operates in maritime law through corporate policy. This is the law of the land. This is ghost ship type shit. Press one. This is human trafficking at its all-time high. But in order to do that, you have to assimilate all these Negroes into your German manifesto. They call Social Security. They're going to lose everything. Press one. That's what happened to you. You assimilated yourself in a German Social Security, Elon Musk style machine made with computers, and turn yourself into a digit human, where your digits and numbers, and they throw you in prison. Your whole family been in prison the whole life. You was prison ever since that happened. Fact. The whole corporation itself is a dummy corporation. It's a joint stock throwaway company. Press 1. It's not even real. It's based on an island. The ship itself is not even attached to the land. Press 1. The ship itself is not even attached to the land. For those who don't know what I'm talking about, you gotta go back. I'm not holding up right now.
Hold on.
And when you became, when they bankrupted the country in the 30s and had the Great Depression, which was a theft, was a heist. These banksters once again just did big land seizing all over America. Press 1. British style, colonial style. In the 1800 and after the 1800 and 1900, it just started demolishing black towns, erasing black nature, black heritage, our Renaissance era, our golden age before that, all of our resources, reset our whole life. Most of our families had to flee or either assimilate themselves, become outlaws, or assimilate themselves within the federal government. They called the company, taking the pledge. And that's okay because Marcus Garvey was with the company. Press 1. Marcus Garvey, Noble Drew Ali, and these people were also with the company to assimilate you and to make you feel like you ain't have no heritage, because remember, you're dealing with ideological subversion. These people, hey man, maybe we should go to Africa. Maybe in Liberia, that's where we come from. Before that, you was from here. The Moors and Noble Drew Ali and Marcus Garvey, the Garveyites, are one and the same with the Ku Klux Klan in removing you to a whole nother land to own your property and to steal from you. All of these people are foreigners and have taken a pledge against our nation. Facts. It has nothing to do with search that these Mongolians was not the true Native Americans, but somehow your whole history is law. They're not the Jews, but somehow your whole history is law. What were you doing in the 17, 18, and 1900? And they will have you saying you was on a boat from Africa somewhere, when you was owning everything. Did y'all not know? In Wilmington, they said we will never have these people rule over us again. That was in 1898. What you talking about, rule over us again? And look, the whole nation cooped. You can call them massacres. You can call them whatever that you want. They was slaughtering it and taking the property, of course, taking the names, putting them on the dog's roll. For more foreigners can come in, taking out more loans to the bank. More loans. More loans. More loans. And take their names and put them on the roll, give them to foreigners. Because again, you're erasing these people. You're erasing them. You're going through, destroying buildings, every damn thing, killing the men. Keep it going. Taking the kids, putting them in Catholic school. Did Alexander Hamilton, 1789, was he first Secretary of Treasury? Oh, I'm not sure. I'm not sure when the exact dates or nothing like that. But yeah, I'm not sure on the dates. But yeah, he was all of these people are running out of Washington, D.C., or it's an illegal corporation. It's not even real. Like Nancy Pelosi telling you to wear a mask, and it's not even in the Constitution. It's not even in the Bill of Rights. That's against everything that the so-called founding fathers is standing on, to have pharmaceuticals telling you to put a mask on, or you ain't going to take this injection, or you ain't going. This ain't the first time they've tried to do this to you, black people, and own you again. I kept telling y'all the last 2 years, you've been free. They finna try to assimilate you because the debt is with China. Press one. They owe a big debt to China. They don't sold you off to China. Press one. I don't know why y'all forgot about SoftBank and all of these things. I don't know why y'all forgot about SoftBank and all of these things. I don't know. I don't even know how y'all forgot. They sold y'all whole communities. To who? Who did they sell it to? China. SoftBank. Dude, I told you. The weed team. We found all this out when they killed Nipsey Hussle. The weed team sold the hood to China. Now Chinese people all in black neighborhoods, in big ass buildings and all that. Y'all didn't even peep the game. That's what T.I. getting ready for. Putting Asian properties in your neighborhoods, in your plots where you are. That's what they were doing. They took out huge loans in your name. Facts. 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 But I want to show y'all something. I want to show y'all something because I didn't intend to stay on too long today. I do want to show y'all something. My man Big Toot hit me up earlier like, yeah, man, you're right. Listen to this. I'm going to show y'all. Now watch this. And we're talking about J.P. Morgan and the Flying Dutchman, right? Now check this out. And what are the odds of this? What are the odds of this? Well, we found a bunch of articles. The Flying Dutchman. Press one. The Flying Dutchman and its dealings with J.P. Morgan and it's being the first financial institution. This shit weird, but it's powerful. No wonder Kamala is the president. Of course. Why is what do you mean? No wonder Kamala is the president. What do you mean by that? What do you mean? What do you mean by no wonder Kamala is the president? Why would you say that? What makes you say that? No, hey, no wonder Kamala's the president. What made you say no wonder Kamala's the president? Why would you say that? I'm not understanding. Show me something.
Okay, DOD, is that enough? DOD, you still there? DOD fell asleep.
No, I'm here. I just had it. Had it on mute.
Oh, okay. You was trying to talk.
Yeah, that's enough. Yeah, that's enough.
That's enough. Yeah, because I want to get into, the great lie, how, I think I talked about this before about Nubia, and the conflict that we've been having with white people saying, oh, they were the Egyptians and how they depict themselves as the Egyptians. But what they're depicting is how then, and plausible denial cannot be played anymore because they got these Hollywood movies that they have admitted to. They admitted their guilt through on video, through these movies. So it's almost as if the white man was made to destroy, but also self-destruct as well. Like something has control over him. That's what I gather from it. But when we look at it and we look back,
Well, what it is, it's
A lot of
scorched
people.
earth. It's scorched earth, like light bearer. They'll
Oh,
destroy themselves as well, as long as the black man don't take over.
right. Yeah, but still, the thing about it is they'll they'll self destruct so that we can come in. So that's a good thing. That's the way I see it. But
But you know that China just took over the number one spot as far as the economies, right?
yeah, kind of, that's not new because we've been saying this for a long time that that's what they've done. And then a friend of mine's from Chicago said that they went back to Chicago and that's all they saw was Asian. They were
Yep.
kind of shocked by that.
Hmm.
You know, it's almost then they walk around like they will run something.
Well, I
So.
mean, as far as world power goes,
Mhm. But,
China's taking over
but
the number one
guess
spot.
what's behind it? I try to tell my friend this. Don't ever think that they have that capability on their own to do that. The big bankers are behind them. The ones who always behind everything are behind them. They love the Rothschilds. I think I talked about that on a video before. I did
Right.
the newspaper article and everything showing how much they appreciate and love Rothschild because they went over there and got behind their economy. You see what I'm saying?
I agree.
The Chinese are a little bit more easy to slave around, control. You know, they don't mind you turning them into robots because they're already robots. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, um, let's get a look at real quick some things about uh, because he was saying there's a separation. There's no different. It's just like the Caucasian. They're all the same. They're all one. But what they did was they broke themselves down into characteristics, right? So they'll call this one a Polish. They'll call this one this Irishman. They'll call this, and they, us knowing that all these lands were originally black people, but they broke themselves down in categories. Just like they turned around and broke us down into categories, making us think we're separate people. You know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
Through characteristics, right? The Africans in that country and us here, we think we're different than them. We're not. They think they're different than the ones on the same continent with them. We
That's
think
true.
we're different than those here. We think in the United States we're not related to a large amount of people who've been through the same experience we've been through. We think we're different last names and that we don't have no kind of relation because of that breakdown, the categorizations that they're synonymous with doing, you know? So I'm going to show you that what he's talking about, what Cav was talking about as far as the Africans over there and us over here, we're really all one people. We really are one people who just scattered, who was just all over the planet because the whole planet we inherited, right? So when we look at ancient Nubia, and I'm gonna share some things up here. Let me share some things. Uh, that oh, hold on, let me get started. Okay, let me see pictures here. Okay, let me try this one. See if this one is no. Yeah, silence. So this is an ancient, what they call it. They call it the Emerald Tablets of Thought. And it says, silence is of great profit. An abundance of speech profited nothing. If one comes to thee full of knowledge, listen and heed at the same time. For wisdom is all. Keep thou not silent when evil is spoken, for truth, like the sunlight, shines above all. Okay. And then we go to this next one I want to share. And then we'll get into what I'm trying to say. Let's see what this is. Oh, I'm not ready for that one yet. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. Here we go. Although the Nubian empiric history is overshadowed by the Egyptians, as I was saying, the Egyptians are what we see today, and what started and was the same old people who came over and mixed and mingled, robbed and killed, destroyed. And I mean, we don't see the same thing. It's over and over and over and over again. They just using a different method of doing it. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
By making their women more appealing to our men. This is the new trick. And making us less appealing, which is not new. They've always done things to to shut down the black woman's womb. We got to know that all of this is nothing more than war tactics until our people can rise above that, thinking that this is a reality and it's an illusion that we've been faced with, a lie used to destroy us on a constant basis. Because what? Scriptures cannot be broken. Let me share.
Made a lot of good points.
I don't know if I already shared that. Yeah, I already shared that one. Thank you, DOD. Thank you. Let's see. If I showed everything I could show. We already looked at that one. Oh, that's just a picture of, you know, the light, the life forces that, you know, linger, you know, up there in the sky. And they claim it to be a UFO when it just might be the angel of darkness for them. You know, their perspective. You know, they don't know what it is, a unidentified flying object, angel of darkness. Let me see. So I'll go ahead and get into, because I don't think I have any more of those things. Um, think that's it. What I had up earlier. No. I was trying to figure out if I can. Let me see if I can find the map. It's not going to show me images. Let me see. News, maybe. Let's see what news says. Okay. Okay. They like to say that it was just, but it was I think I talked about it before, and I can't find they like to make you think it was just in Africa. It was just on the continent that they call today Africa. But it was larger than that. Before they made the Nubians, before they took over and were in the lower part, and pushed us to the upper part, and pushed them in the ancient times up to the, I believe, upper part of Egypt or Nubia, because then when they took over, it became Egypt, right? But it spread it further. It had a huge empire that was part of Asia, and a huge part of Europe, um, Italy was Africa, Italy, Spain, Greece, before they came and were able to take over. So it spread all through there. I would even say on the Americas as well, because we did trade. So we had to be connected at one time, right? To that empire.
Right.
So that's why you see a lot of things, because it was all one at one time. Like we were all one at one time. But you've got to know the nature of the beast. It loves to categorize, loves to break down, put into categories, classify, and separate them things out. And in everything he does. We see it. It's not naturally just done by us. You know, divide and conquer. That's the mind frame of mind of the beast, to divide and conquer, and that never ended.
I agree.
It never has ended. So we know, right? That's what we know about it. We know a lot of things. We see it. We have to learn these things. We have to, you know, not just observe something happening, but say, what can I get out of it that I can benefit from? You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Not just say, oh, this happened. Oh, how bad. We learn from everything. We learn from every single thing. You know. So I'm not going to hold you too long. And I appreciate you coming on and being with me for this.
No
How
problem.
we get off our course. We got too much at stake, but we want to just ravish with these people and rumble, and I just don't get it. It's definitely a mental illness. It's definitely not only a mental illness, but spellbound. Our people are spellbound because
Well, I got a better understanding of what you were saying now.
uh-huh. I'm glad. I'm glad.
So let me ask you, what do you think young Ferg got to do to get back to where he's not as he is today?
Hmm. I don't know. I don't know if he's gonna have the opportunity. I mean, he even fell into some other man's trap when our men have to be strong and be the superman and not allow themselves to fail us in that kind of way.
So you don't think there's no way out, no way to come back?
Mm. He's already affected the children. I mean, if he's convicted, if he's not convicted, if he can get his head back in the game, get his head straight, and recognize and learn from this, perhaps. Other than that, I don't know. No,
Yeah.
no, I really don't know. Hey, D is out there.
Hey, peace, D.
Yeah, welcome. Thank you for coming. So we're gonna close off. You got any last? What do you think? So what do you? How do you think? If do you see him being able to overcome this, or?
I think if he can get past these legal issues,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what type of mental breakdown his brothers has, but he's gonna need some counseling. If he
Mm-hmm.
gets past these legal issues, some counseling, I think he can come back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I-
definitely. But it's gonna take some work on his part.
of course. Yeah.
Because nobody, like I said, those things are just tools, and
Now,
it's
whether or not, he be able to get his woman back and his children back in his life, that's yet to be determined. But at least he can straighten up himself for any future relationship that he may get into.
mm-hmm. Hmm.
I mean, it would be good for him to get back with his family, but if that's not a possibility, at least get himself right or a
Yeah, I would
possibility.
probably not want any future relationships. I would probably work on the relationships he have now. That's probably what that would be my best suggestion in my opinion. You
Right,
know
but
that I
do
can.
she want to work on it though? It takes two to work.
Well, I'm not talking about getting back into a relationship. I'm talking about working, a relationship where, he's already got these black children, black women
Right,
that need a black father, that
right.
need a father.
Hmm.
And to me, that's the most important thing, besides trying to see himself get into a new relationship again. I think that's his downfall
But
as well.
no,
So,
I'm saying, can he get back into the relationship with the woman, this woman that was on the video that just played?
I think he needs to drop the name Pharaoh and he needs to get a relationship with himself first and then
Right,
love his children.
right. That's what I'm saying. He has to work on himself first, of course.
Mhm.
He has to do that. He has to get himself right through counseling and whatever else it takes for him to make it through.
Mhm.
Hopefully, get past these legal issues that are coming, and then
Mhm.
work on getting his family back
Right. Because it's
if
hard.
if he's willing to do that.
It's hard being fatherless. It's really tough being a child out here.
Hmm.
And then not having that father to uphold himself with the highest heights.
Hmm.
It's even more damning to the child and damaging. So,
I agree.
you know, it's just putting
But
the
again,
children back in a
what happened?
situation that we all come from, that a lot of us come from. You know, how's that helping our future? How's that helping us get up out of the situation, predicament that we're in? Mhm. Mhm.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah. the ego is what took over him,
Yep.
and trying to be the white man, you know. So with that said, thank you so much, DOD. Thank you, King Wage. Thank you, D. Thank you all, and those in the cloud, you know,
Peace, everybody. Take care.
and those who are gonna look at this video much later. Yeah,
Yes.
thank you guys. And always remember true love, real peace, and the higher self within that soul. So, you got any plans? You want to do a
If you come,
Thanksgiving video? Let's do
if
a
you come across
Thanksgiving.
this, if you come across this video later and you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe.
Yeah, definitely. Hey,
But yeah, I don't have
do
any plans for today as
you
far as.
want us to do a Thanksgiving video on how, we keep celebrating the same old?
Yeah, I would like to do that with you. Yeah,
Yeah, on your channel. That
we could do that on my channel too. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I would do that
Yeah.
with you. Yeah.
Okay.
When you want to do it?
When do you want to do it? We can do it. Let me
Tomorrow,
see.
if you're
Yeah,
available.
tomorrow. What time? Tomorrow evening.
What time is good for you?
Yeah, the evening probably be better for me. About around.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, the evening should probably be better.
Okay, just let me know when it's good for you, and
That's my
I'm
time
good.
at 7, somewhere like that.
7 your time?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sounds
Okay.
good.
7 p.m.
That's 5 o'clock my time.
Okay.
But it's 12:49 here.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
What
it's
time?
still early. Mm-hmm.
What time is it there?
3:49.
Okay, so you're 3 hours ahead. So that'll be 4 o'clock my time tomorrow. Then 7 your
I wonder if it would make a difference if we were just say it's the same time.
time.
And
Yeah,
then
that
have
would make
you
a big
go to sleep
difference.
at the same time we do over here, and then just wake up the same time and say, forget what these Caucasians say. They don't know what they're talking about half the time.
Yeah,
They got you they got you putting a needle through your number one protection, which is your skin.
right.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's just crazy. All right. And they use the skin as the classification of whether you deserve wealth or not.
Right. Yeah.
The lighter, the whiter, brighter, the pasty you are, the more wealthy you should be, I guess.
Yeah.
When it's the other way around,
Yeah.
it should be the other way around because the darkness is the wealth. Our skin, darker the skin, the tougher it is for anything to penetrate that. That's why they have our people. They want our people. They say, we need y'all to come out and get the shots because they're hateful, they're evil, and they're wicked because their skin doesn't protect them. Things can absorb into their skin easier. Our skin, we're thick skin, we're different. They have to penetrate within us to give us diseases and stuff. This has always been history.
Right.
Always been history. If they don't clean themselves, they get them bacteria and them infections and the disease, and the sun already penetrates them and gives them diseases. They're not, there's not no wealth in that. Where's the wealth? That's true wealth, what we have, but what they have is not wealth. Even if they make the money, it's still not true wealth. The true wealth is the planet, the earth,
Yeah.
which they have prisoned. You know. So, with that said, peace, everybody, and thank you for being here. And join me in DOD on his channel tomorrow. We'll let y'all know what time because I'm sure you're going to set it up and everything and have a reminder and stuff like that. Right? All right.
Okay.
Thank you guys. Okay.
Peace, everybody. Thanks, Lightbearer.
Okay.